Hello, junior scientists. Welcome in. I am so incredibly excited to have you here today. Get ready to put on your explorer hats because we are going on a massive, bouncy, and totally wacky tour right inside our very own heads. Today, we are exploring the absolute ultimate super machine, your brain. We're going to look at some giant ideas from the world of psychology, but hey, don't let that big word scare you. We're going to make it super simple and a whole lot of fun. So let's dive right into this explainer and see exactly how the mind actually works. Here is our treasure map for today. First, drooling dogs and reward boxes. Second, the hidden feelings iceberg. Third, your brain is a computer. And fourth, growing up in stages. Stop number 1, drooling dogs and reward boxes, also known as behaviorism. Okay, so we're exploring a really big science word today called behaviorism. Basically, it's all about how we learn to do things just by reacting to the world around us. And scientists actually figured this out by watching animals. So I have a very important question for you. Raise your hand if your mouth starts to water the literal second you smell a delicious, hot, cheesy pizza. I mean, my hand is definitely up. Well, a famous scientist from a long time ago named Ivan Pavlov noticed something super similar. He noticed that dogs do the exact same thing, not just when they eat food, but when they even just see it or smell it. Pavlov did this really cool experiment to show how learning works by linking two things together. We call this classical conditioning, and there are 3 bouncy basic steps. Step 1, he'd ring a bell. Step 2, he immediately gave the dog some yummy food. After doing this over and over again, something totally amazing happened for step 3. The dog started drooling just from hearing the bell alone. No food even in sight. They learned to perfectly link the sound of that bell right to mealtime. Now, while Pavlov's dogs learned by linking two things together, another scientist named B.F. Skinner built these special reward boxes to show another way animals learn. He put little rats inside a box with a button. At first, the rat might bump the button totally by accident. But when they did, boom, out popped a yummy food pellet. The rats quickly learned that pressing that button gets them a reward. So what did they do? They kept doing it. It is literally learning by getting rewards. Okay, come a little closer. I need to ask you a secret question. Where in the world do you hide your biggest, trickiest, or scariest feelings? We all have them, right? But they don't just magically disappear. They have to go somewhere. Which brings us to step 2, the hidden feelings iceberg, or psychotherapy. Brr, you might want to put on your imaginary winter coats for this one, junior scientists, because we're diving into the icy waters of psychotherapy to look at the ideas of a really famous doctor named Sigmund Freud. Freud helped us understand a giant idea called the unconscious. You can basically think of the unconscious as a secret, dark storage space buried deep in your mind. It's the place where your brain stores big, scary, or even super happy feelings and memories that you aren't even thinking about right now. It is totally hidden away. Freud painted this picture brilliantly. He said the mind is like an iceberg. Just imagine a giant block of ice floating out in the ocean. You can only see the tiny, sparkly little bit at the very top, right? But the biggest, heaviest part of that iceberg is hiding completely underwater. Freud said our minds are just like that. Most of our tricky feelings are hiding deep underwater in our unconscious. And sometimes those hidden feelings can actually make us feel a little bad or confused without us even knowing why. So how in the world do we get those feelings out of the water? Well, Freud had this big, super comfy couch in his office, and he believed in something called the talking cure. He'd let people lie down on his couch, get all relaxed, and just talk about their feelings, their dreams, their memories. By talking, they could bring those hidden underwater feelings all the way up to the surface so they wouldn't feel so scary anymore. All right, shake off the ice, because I have another puzzle for you. Imagine you're in a super noisy room. The TV is blasting, people are talking loud, a dog is barking. How does your brain manage to pay attention to just one single toy right in front of you? Let's find out at step 3, your brain is a computer. This is cognitive psychology. Welcome to the brain-computer zone. You see, a long time ago, scientists realized that our brains are actually a lot like super smart computers. We are constantly taking in massive amounts of information, and our brains have to sort it all out. A scientist named Donald Broadbent figured out that our brain uses a special filter. Imagine a giant Y-shaped tube inside your head. Think about all the noises and sights in a busy room trying to rush into your brain all at once. If every single thing got in, your brain would just crash, exactly like a broken computer.
So that filter acts like a super smart guard. It blocks out all the noisy distractions and only lets the important information drop down so you can actually focus on your toy.
But wait a second. As you grow up, your brain doesn't just stay exactly the same, does it? How do you get smarter? How do you go from only knowing how to crawl on the floor to learning totally new, tricky things like riding a two-wheel bike? It's time for Stop 4, Leveling Up, Developmental Psychology. It is officially time to level up. We're going to look at a scientist named Jean Piaget. He showed us that kids don't just know less than adults. Their brains actually grow in totally different stages. Growing up is exactly like unlocking brand new, harder levels in your favorite video game. Piaget said there are 4 main levels. Level 1 is the baby stage, where you just use your senses and grab and touch things. Level 2 is the toddler stage, where you start talking and putting things in order. Level 3 is the little kid stage, where you start doing real, actual logic. And finally, level 4 is the big kid stage, where you can imagine big, invisible ideas. And you know what? You have to beat one level before your brain can unlock the next one.
Think about how your brain levels up. When you're a tiny baby in level 1, you learn just by touching and, let's be honest, chewing on a teddy bear. Then you level up to a toddler, and suddenly you can sort blocks by shape and size. And when you reach the older kid levels, your brain unlocks the ultimate magic trick. You can look at a short, wide glass of water, pour it into a tall, skinny glass, and your brain just automatically knows it's the exact same amount of water, even though it looks completely different. Your brain literally just keeps upgrading.
We have seen dogs drool for bells, rats press buttons for snacks, feelings hiding like giant icebergs, brains filtering noise like computers, and minds leveling up like video games. And you know what? The fun never stops. There are so many other maps to explore later, like Maslow's pyramid of what our brains actually need to feel happy, safe, and loved. Your brain is hands down the most powerful, fantastic explorer machine in the entire universe. So my junior scientists, I'm going to leave you with this final, thrilling question. What awesome tricks and secret levels will your amazing growing brain unlock next? Keep exploring, keep learning, and I will see you on our next Grand Explainer adventure.